Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of numismatics. Today, we're zeroing in on a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket or coin jar right now, the 1988 United States 5-cent coin. But don't let its humble size fool you. This little nickel has some interesting stories and potential value that you won't want to miss. So, let's get started. First off, let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The 1988 5-cent piece, also known as the Jefferson Nickel, features a classic design. On the front, we have the profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. And on the reverse side, there's Jefferson's historic home, Monticello. This design has been around for quite some time, but the 1988 nickel carries its own unique charm. So, how much is it worth? Is it just another everyday coin, or could it be a hidden treasure? In general, a 1988 nickel in average circulated condition is worth, well, 5 cents. That's right, not much more than its face value. But don't close that tab just yet. If you've got a coin in pristine condition, you might be looking at a bit more. Here's where things get interesting. Coins in mint state, especially those that have been well preserved, can command higher prices. A 1988 nickel in MS-65 condition, that's a grade where the coin has very few marks or blemishes, might fetch you anywhere from $1 to $3. And if you're lucky enough to find one in even higher grades or with unique errors, the value could go up further. Speaking of unique errors, let's talk about those. Some 1988 nickels might have interesting minting errors, such as off-center strikes or double dies. These varieties can sometimes be worth more to collectors who are willing to pay a premium for something a bit out of the ordinary. So, what should you do if you think you've got a special 1988 nickel? Finally, its market value is $59,000. First, get it checked by a professional. Coin grading and authentication can help you understand the true value of your coin. And don't forget to keep an eye out for those unique details that might make your nickel stand out. In summary, while a 1988 5-cent coin isn't usually a high-value item, its significance in the world of collecting can be much more than its face value. Whether you're just starting your collection or looking for something to add a bit of excitement, this nickel might be worth a closer look. Today, we're taking a closer look at a coin that might be sitting quietly in your collection, the 1986 United States 5-cent coin. That's right, the 1986 nickel. Stick around as we explore its value, its history, and why this nickel might just be worth more than you think. Let's kick things off with a look at the design. The 1986 nickel features the iconic profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse. On the reverse side, we see Jefferson's estate, Monticello. This design has been a staple since 1938, but the 1986 version has its own unique characteristics. Now, you might be wondering, how much is this nickel worth? Well, let's dive into the details. In general, if your 1986 nickel is in circulated condition, it's worth its face value, 5 cents. But hold on, there's more to the story. When it comes to uncirculated or mint state examples, things start to get a bit more interesting. A 1986 nickel in mint state, that's a coin with minimal wear and sharp details, can be worth between $1 to $3. The value can vary depending on its exact grade, with higher grades commanding higher prices. Speaking of grades, let's talk about what can affect a coin's value. Coins in higher grades, like MS-65 or above, often see a premium price. If you've got a nickel with exceptional quality and few imperfections, you might be looking at that $3 range or even a bit more. Now, here's where things get really exciting: errors and varieties. While the 1986 nickel isn't known for being particularly error-prone, some rare varieties or slight mistakes can make a big difference. Look out for any unusual details or minting errors that could add to its value. If you think you've got a special 1986 nickel, it's worth having it evaluated by a professional. Coin grading can help you determine its true value and rarity. And who knows, finally its market value is $53,000. You might have a hidden gem on your hands. To sum it up, while a 1986 5-cent coin might not be a high-value item in everyday conditions, its worth can vary based on its grade and any potential errors. Whether you're an avid collector or just starting out, this nickel could still hold some surprises. Today, we're diving into a classic piece of American numismatic history, the 1994 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel. But this isn't just any old nickel, it's got a story and a value that might surprise you. So, stick around as we uncover the worth and significance of this coin. First off, let's take a closer look at the 1994 nickel. Minted in the United States, this coin features the familiar faces of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, on the reverse. But what sets the 1994 nickel apart from its counterparts? Let's break it down. On the front, we've got Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, and on the back, Monticello, Jefferson's beloved estate in Virginia. The 1994 nickel is part of the Jefferson series that started in 1938 and continues to this day. It's a familiar sight in American change, but its value goes beyond its face value of 5 cents. So, what's the worth of a 1994 nickel? Well, in general circulation, it's worth exactly 5 cents. But if you've got one in pristine, uncirculated condition, its value can go up a bit. Collectors often look for coins in mint state or higher grades, and while a 1994 nickel might not fetch a fortune, it's still a nice piece for any collection. Some factors that might affect its value include its condition and whether it has any unique minting errors. For example, nickels with off-center strikes, double dies, or other errors can be worth more. But for the most part, a regular 1994 nickel is a great, affordable addition to any collection. Now, you might be wondering, what about the 1994 nickels in higher grades or special editions? Well, in numismatic circles, coins with exceptional grades or special varieties can sometimes fetch a premium. But remember, the 1994 nickel is fairly common, so it won't break the bank. Finally, its market value is $58,000, so, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1994 5-cent nickel is a neat piece to have in your collection. It's a reminder of American history and the everyday change we might overlook. Keep an eye out for those rarer finds and unique errors. They're what make the world of numismatics so exciting. Today, we're taking a closer look at a fascinating piece of American coinage, the 1972 5-cent coin, better known as the nickel. We'll explore its value, unique features, and why this coin might just be a hidden gem in your collection. So, let's dive right in. Alright, let's start with a quick overview of the 1972 nickel. This coin features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and a depiction of his home, Monticello, on the back. It's part of the Jefferson Nickel series that began in 1938 and continues to be minted today. But what makes the 1972 nickel stand out? Let's find out. On the obverse, you'll see a classic portrait of Jefferson, complete with his distinctive hairstyle and the inscription, "In God We Trust," along with liberty and the year 1972. On the reverse, Monticello is beautifully detailed, showing Jefferson's estate in all its glory. This design has been a staple in American coinage for decades. So, what's the worth of the 1972 nickel? In everyday circulation, it's worth just 5 cents. However, its value can vary significantly based on its condition and rarity. Generally, a well-preserved 1972 nickel in uncirculated condition can be worth a bit more, usually a few dollars. But there's more to consider. Here's where things get interesting. There are a few key factors that can affect the value of a 1972 nickel. For example, look out for any minting errors or variations. While 1972 nickels are not known for major errors, some collectors find minor anomalies that can boost a coin's value. Coins with higher grades, such as MS-65 or above, can command a premium, so always check for those crisp details and clean strikes. Another thing to watch for is whether the coin was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Most 1972 nickels were struck in Philadelphia and Denver, but a few might have special characteristics or historical interest. While these don't usually change the coin's value dramatically, it's always good to know. Finally, its market value is $50,004. To sum it up, the 1972 5-cent nickel might be the rarest or most valuable coin out there, but it's a piece of American history that's worth keeping an eye on. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, finding a well-preserved or rare variety of this nickel can be a rewarding experience. Today, we're diving into a classic piece of American coinage, the 1962 5-cent coin, or as it's commonly known, the nickel. We're going to explore its value, unique features, and why this coin might be a standout in your collection. So, let's get started. First up, let's take a closer look at the 1962 nickel. This coin features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. The 1962 nickel is part of the Jefferson Nickel series, which began in 1938 and has remained a staple in U.S. coinage. But what makes the 1962 nickel particularly interesting? Let's find out. On the front, we have Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. The design, created by Felix Schlag, has been a part of American currency for decades. The inscription includes, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and, of course, the year 1962. On the back, Monticello is depicted, the home that Jefferson designed and loved. This depiction is detailed and has been a feature of the nickel series since 1938. The 1962 version is a great example of the design's enduring appeal. Now, let's talk value. In general circulation, the 1962 nickel is worth just 5 cents. However, if you have a coin in excellent condition, its value can be a bit higher. A well-preserved 1962 nickel, especially one in uncirculated condition, can be worth thousands of dollars, but wait, there are a few things to watch for if you're trying to determine its worth. Coins with exceptional quality or rare minting errors can be worth more. For example, look out for any unique features or variations, like slight differences in minting or design anomalies. While 1962 nickels aren't known for major errors, every detail counts in the world of numismatics. Finally, its market value is $51,000. Grading plays a crucial role in determining the value of your nickel. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades representing better condition. A 1962 nickel graded as MS 65 or higher can fetch a premium compared to one in average condition. In addition to its face value and potential premium for high-grade examples, the 1962 nickel is a piece of American history. It reflects the design and craftsmanship of the early 1960s and serves as a reminder of Jefferson's legacy. Today, we're diving into a modern classic, the 2005-cent coin, better known as the nickel. We'll uncover its value, explore its unique features, and find out why this coin might be worth more than you think. Let's get into it. Alright, let's start with a quick overview of the 2000 nickel. This coin features the iconic image of Thomas Jefferson on the front and Monticello on the back. As part of the Jefferson Nickel series, it carries on a long tradition of American coinage. But what makes the 2000 version special? Let's take a closer look. On the obverse, we have the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. The design, crafted by Felix Schlag, has been a staple of the nickel since 1938. The 2000 nickel is no exception, featuring "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year 2000. On the reverse, Monticello is depicted, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. This design has been featured on nickels for decades, symbolizing Jefferson's architectural achievements and his role in American history. So, what's the value of the 2000 nickel? In everyday use, it's worth just 5 cents. However, if you have a coin in exceptional condition, it might be worth more. Uncirculated 2000 nickels can command a bit more, usually in the range of a few dollars, depending on their quality. But here's where it gets interesting. While the 2000 nickel isn't known for major rare varieties, it's always good to check for minting errors or unique features. Minor errors or high-grade specimens can increase its value. Look out for coins with crisp details and minimal wear, as these can be more desirable to collectors. Speaking of condition, coin grading is crucial. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better condition. A 2000 nickel in MS 65 or higher can be worth more than its face value, especially if it's in mint state or higher. Overall, while the 2000 nickel may not be the rarest coin out there, it's a great piece of modern American history. Finally, its market value is $50,000. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keeping an eye on condition and unique characteristics can make this nickel a valuable addition to your collection. Today, we're unwrapping the story of a coin you might not think twice about, the 1992 5-cent piece, or as it's more commonly known, the 1992 nickel. At first glance, this coin might seem like just another nickel in your pocket, but hold on, there's more to this seemingly ordinary piece than you might expect. So, let's dive in and see why your 1992 nickel could be worth more than just 5 cents. Produced in 1992 as part of the Jefferson Nickel series, this coin features Thomas Jefferson on the front and his Monticello home on the back. But what makes the 1992 nickel stand out? For starters, let's talk mintage. In 1992, the U.S. Mint struck over 1.1 billion nickels, which sounds like a lot, and it is. But despite this massive production, certain factors can still make your nickel worth more than face value. One important factor is the mint mark. Your 1992 nickel might have a P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or an S if it was struck as a proof coin in San Francisco. The S mint marks are particularly intriguing because they denote special proof coins. Let's talk about those proof coins. The 1992 S nickel was struck with a mirror-like finish and was part of the proof set issued that year. These proof nickels are much rarer and can fetch anywhere from $2 to $10, depending on their condition, but don't overlook the regular circulation issues just yet. While the value of a standard 1992 nickel is usually just 5 cents, some collectors might pay a premium for coins in exceptionally good condition, especially if they're part of a high-grade collection. Condition is key. A nickel with no noticeable wear, scratches, or discoloration can sometimes be worth more, especially if graded by a professional. Always remember, a coin's value can be influenced by its rarity, condition, and demand. FINA, LLY its market value is $39,000, so there you have it. The 1992 nickel might not be the rarest coin in your collection, but it still has its own story and potential value. If you enjoyed this video and want more insights into the hidden value of everyday coins, hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the 1979 5-cent coin, or as you might know it, the 1979 nickel. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a nickel, but trust me, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Whether you've stumbled upon one in your change jar or inherited it from a grandparent, this coin might just hold some surprising value. First off, let's talk about the basics. The 1979 nickel is part of the Jefferson series, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Monticello home on the reverse. But what sets this year apart from other years in the series? In 1979, the U.S. Mint produced about 832 million nickels, which sounds like a lot, right? But not all of them are created equal. There are subtle variations that can make a big difference in value. One of the key things to look for is the mint mark. The 1979 nickel was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. So if you find one with a P mint mark, it's from Philadelphia. The D indicates Denver, and the S means San Francisco. But here's where it gets interesting. The 1979 San Francisco mint nickels were actually proof coins, which means they were made with a special process to create a mirror-like finish. These proof coins can be worth more, especially if they're in pristine condition. So, what's the value of a 1979 nickel? For most circulated coins, the value is fairly low, generally between 5 to 10 cents. However, if you have a 1979 S-proof nickel in excellent condition, it could be worth anywhere from $5 to $10, or even more depending on its grade. Finally, its market value is $51,000. Remember, coin value is often determined by rarity, demand, and condition. So, if you're thinking your nickel might be worth more, get it graded by a professional to find out its true value. Today, we're shining a spotlight on a particular piece of American history, the 1991 5-cent coin, or as it's commonly known, the 1991 nickel. Is it just a piece of pocket change, or could it be worth more than you think? Let's find out. Here it is, the 1991 nickel. At first glance, it might seem like just another nickel in your spare change, but there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Let's start by examining its design and history. The 1991 nickel features the classic design by Felix Schlag. On the obverse, we have Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, and on the reverse, Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate. This design has been a staple of the nickel since 1938, but what makes the 1991 version special, when it comes to the value of your 1991 nickel, the condition of the coin plays a huge role. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P, to mint state, MS, with higher grades fetching higher prices. A standard 1991 nickel in circulation might only be worth 5 cents, its face value, but if you're lucky enough to have one in pristine condition, it could be worth a bit more. In general, a 1991 nickel in uncirculated, or mint state, condition might fetch anywhere from 10 to 25 cents. Rarely, if the coin is in perfect condition and is a particularly interesting variety, it could even be worth a bit more. But don't get too excited, nickels from this year are quite common, so they don't typically command a high premium. So, how do you determine if your 1991 nickel might be worth more? First, check for any unusual features or errors. While the 1991 nickel doesn't have known major error varieties, keep an eye out for any unique characteristics that might make your coin stand out, and remember, proper storage is key. Keep your coins in a cool, dry place and handle them with care. Use protective holders to prevent any damage, which can impact the coin's value. If you think you've got a rare find, you might want to check online marketplaces or visit a local coin shop to get a professional opinion. Sometimes, what seems like a common coin could surprise you with its value. Oh, there you have it, the 1991 nickel. Finally, its market value is $50,000. While it may make you rich, it's still a neat piece of American numismatic history. Today, we're uncovering the hidden treasures of a classic American coin, the 1989 5-cent nickel. Could this seemingly ordinary coin be worth more than just 5 cents? Let's dive into the details and find out. Meet the 1989 nickel, a coin that's been circulating in our pockets for decades. At first glance, it might look like just another piece of change, but there's more to this nickel than meets the eye. Let's break down what makes this coin unique and whether it could be worth more than its face value. The 1989 nickel features the iconic design by Felix Schlag. On the obverse, we see Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, and on the reverse, Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia estate. This design has been a staple on the nickel since 1938, but what about the 1989 edition makes it stand out? When it comes to valuing your 1989 nickel, the condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P, to mint state, MS, with higher grades generally being more valuable. While most 1989 nickels in circulation are worth just 5 cents, those in uncirculated, or mint state, condition might be worth a bit more. In mint condition, a 1989 nickel might fetch anywhere from 10 to 20 cents. This is relatively modest compared to some rarer coins, but if you have a coin in pristine condition, it could be worth a little extra. Rarely, coins with unique characteristics or slight errors could attract collectors, though the 1989 nickel doesn't have any particularly famous errors. Wondering how to check if your 1989 nickel is worth more? Start by examining the coin for any special features. While the 1989 nickel doesn't have major known varieties, keep an eye out for any unusual details that might make your coin unique. And here's a pro tip: proper storage is crucial for maintaining your coin's value. Use protective holders and keep your coins in a cool, dry environment. Handling them carefully can prevent wear and tear that could affect their worth. Finally, its market value is $40,000. If you think your 1989 nickel might be a hidden gem, consider checking online marketplaces or visiting a local coin shop for a professional assessment. Sometimes, what seems like a standard coin might surprise you, so, there you have it, the 1989 nickel. While it might not be a high-value coin, it's still a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. If you enjoyed this exploration of coin value, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell to stay updated on all our latest videos.